What's going on, guys? Ski Man, Ski Lift, Screen Freak, Counter Lax, Ron Wilson, Grits on the Wing, and Battery Charger started winner, chicken dinner. Thanks, Ron. I appreciate that, man. Yeah. Been a good weekend in Austin, and then felt really good to get the battery charger. And then I was working on the van today, got some lights set up, so we've been moving right along. Regina, what's going on? What up, squad? Evening, Lucas. Hello, Regina. Kevin Graham, member for 2 months. What up? Thank you for the 2 months, my friend. I need the hype button. Where's the hype button at? 2 months for Kevin. That's a big one. Yo, thinking about hitting a Beartooth Basin this weekend. That's up in Montana, correct? Or am I thinking of the Beartooth Highway, or is that the same thing? New lights are super nice on Luna. Yeah. I put like 2 puck lights down on the light bar, and then I put an actual light bar up on the roof. So got a few different setups. I'm not like, an expert in light placement and stuff, but my headlights are so bad that I think anything I can put on is going to be better than what I'm currently using. So actually, they weren't that difficult to actually install and wire and all that sort of stuff. So it's been a success. Eric Gulseth catching a live stream. Let's go, Eric. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for taking the time to stop by a stream again. Oh, what's going on here? Pharaoh. Daddy Lucas, we love you. What's up, Pharaoh? We love you, man. Stoke Squad and Garage Gang. Coming together in Sebring, Florida. It's going to be epic, dude. Ree Brooks, what up? Joe, what up, Joe? Hello, all. Bubba Joe in the house, and Screen Freak. Let's see if we can get this working. The $5. Thank you, Screen Freak. Good vibes to Luna for a speedy recovery. Both my fifth metatarsals are shot from a rad season. Hopefully, her and I will be stronger next season. Dude, one, thank you for the $5, and I'm sorry to hear about your both my 5th metatarsals. Is that your pinky? I think it is. Or is that your feet? Either way, man. Yeah, dude, speedy recovery. I guess now's a good time to do it so you are recovered for next season. But yeah, Luna's well and truly underway. I think the only thing left that we need to really sort out is the heater. For some reason, the heater's not firing. I'm getting a fault code that is pointing to some sort of circuit interruption. So either the fuel pump is just completely dead, or there's, like I said, there's something going on in the wiring harness. So that's a big one that I got to figure out, because even if I head up to Yellowstone here soon, or, you know, it could easily be 30 degrees still up in Montana, so it would be nice to have the heater. So if I could get that figured out, then I think Luna would be just about unstoppable. We're also looking at doing some slight like rust repair and some cosmetic stuff, because Luna she's a 2013, so she's 10 years old now. So just trying to take care of her, but you know, it's a matter of juggling everything. So, but yeah, just super relieved about the whole battery thing, because that was really hanging over my head, and it's such a, like I kind of mentioned in the video I put out today, it's such an integral part of the van system in the winter. So trying to think what else. Yeah, just, I don't know, it feels good to just sort of work on the van a little bit more. So again, I haven't really put any time into her since I built it. So Talon, what up, man? Tirade, what up? LC, what's up, man? I can't wait to hear all about WC. Beartooth Basin, yeah. Nercoti only open from the end of May to July. Oh, that's right. That's that summer skiing place with like that little, it's like a tow rope, or there's like one lift that goes up or something. That's cool, man. I'd actually like to check that out. We'll have to see where that is. I'm thinking about making a Yellowstone trip here, so. Brennan, what's going on, man? Pablo, big year. Jeremy Walters, congrats on the win. Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate that, dude. It was pretty spectacular. Made another stream. Let's go, Brendan. The pinky of the foot. Oh, and Bond with the 10. Stoke for Luna, some fuse fun just in case. Bond, thank you for the 10, man. I hope all is well. It's so good to see you again on another week, dude. You might have one of, if not the most consistent streak of attendance, dude. So thank you for the 10. And yeah, that is that we'll put that in the fuse fund just in case we blow another one. Thank you for the 10. Screen Freak, how's Luna? Luna's good. Yeah, I feel like she's kind of getting back up on her feet, and the summer is always a lot easier on the van for several reasons, but you know, the thing with the van is that it never stops. You know, there's always something you could build more, you could change, do better, you know, just general maintenance on it. So it's nice to have the time, because the winter is rather harsh on her and it's just harder to work on it. But hopefully your pinky, yeah, dude, see, metatarsals, metacarpals, all right. But that's gnarly, dude. Hopefully your pinkies heal up. And Dakota with the 420. Kevin Graham smells like AstroTurf and Windex. Thank you for the 420, dude. I'm just trying to piece together who Kevin Graham is. And Eric. Holy Eric with the 50, dude. Man, dude, I don't see you in a little bit, and then you come out like that, dude. Congratulations goes out to your alma mater for winning the men's D3 Ice Hockey National Championship, and congrats to finally standing on the top of the podium. Eric, thank you so much, man. I mean, that is I really, really appreciate it. That's enormous, dude. So, yes, Hobart did win the D3 Ice Hockey Championship. My cousin, actually, who went to Hobart and played hockey there, is, I think, the assistant coach. So he was pretty elated and stoked on that. So pretty cool. I mean, I think they've always been a really strong hockey program, especially in Division 3. So oof. And finally staying on the top of the podium. I know, dude. Finally. I don't want to say we got lucky or that, you know, yeah, I think we finally got what we should have got last season. So it was good, and I felt like it kind of unlocked, you know, kind of once you get it once and once you taste it, it's just as a big sort of sigh of relief, confidence booster. So hopefully there's more to come. The second race was very unfortunate how that all went down, but oh, where's the trophy? I'll get the trophy. Yeah, it's a big one. Yeah. Number 1. First place. And dude, these things are like, I don't know what they make them out of. They're like 4x4s or something. And like trying to fly with these back home, it's like super heavy. I had to bring some other ones home from New Orleans. So we'll put this somewhere. But yeah, this is a big trophy for sure. But Eric, seriously, man, thank you for the 50, dude. Eric, Dakota, Bon, Screen Freak, I really appreciate it, guys. It really means a lot. I appreciate you guys just hanging around, even in the offer season, May, stuff like that. But I appreciate it. So. Wait, did Regina hurt her ankle as well? Is that what I'm seeing? Chin, what's going on, man? Good evening, my friend. Snowbrains Unofficial Network on my feet every day. There's still skiing to be had. Yeah, very true. Very true. I mean, honestly, the best season we've had in a long time. So there's even still a good amount of snow up top here in Park City. So Sebring isn't ready, dude. That's gonna be pretty hectic. We have Devin Cross from the Stoke squad and his dad, and he might be bringing someone else. I don't know how many of you guys want to show up, but Sebring's gonna be pretty nuts. So that's gonna be awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Let's go. Friend wants to go skiing in July, so who knows if there'll be more skiing, but need to bank more vacay time. Sweet trophy. Thanks, Bond. Yeah, they had different ones at the first event, which were a lot nicer. They weren't like these, all the ones last year, and like these ones, they're like, yeah, like I said, just big piece of lumber. But the ones at the start of the year were like some sort of plastic. I don't know, it looked a little bit nicer, but you know what? I'm not gonna be picky. Hell yeah, I'm going to Sebring. Yeah, you guys gotta let me know. Like, and this doesn't pertain just to Sebring. If anyone wants to come to Virginia, in like 3 weeks, or Wisconsin, or Indianapolis, you guys just got to let me know, and I can get you guys hooked up with like full access passes, save you guys some money, and yeah, you'll have a spot to hang out, get out of the heat or whatever, or the rain, whatever goes on. So I'd be happy to host you guys as best I can. But so just let me know if anyone's ever interested in coming to a race, checking out the what's going on. Trying to get you a race fan following. Yeah, you know, I don't know, racing, I think it's very hard to relate to, but I'm hoping the little videos that I'm putting together each weekend is maybe helping, or helping to sort of spread the awareness. And I still get people who come on and say, oh, I had no idea you drove cars and stuff like that. And hopefully tying in some of the broadcast stuff with the in-car kind of makes it feel a little bit more put together. You can see both angles of it, because I'm out there driving for the 40 minutes and, you know, I don't even know what's going on the broadcast or what they're saying and stuff like that. So nice trophy. Number 1 looks good on you. I know, man. It's about time. We just got to do it. We got to do it a bunch more, because that not finishing that second race really hurt us for the championship. That is not a good thing. So, but I'm just trying to not get overly stressed about it, because to be honest, it's not going to change my life if I win the championship or not. So, but it's hard to race and not be very competitive. If you're not a competitive person, I don't think racing is right for you. But are you getting any flooding from the snowmelt in Park City? You know, we kind of are. We're really starting to see we're starting to see kind of a lot of the snow melt now. So nothing like crazy, but the streams that kind of run through Park City and the little brooks and ponds are definitely overflowing a bit. But it seems manageable right now. But like I said, there's still a lot of snow up top. So I would think here, definitely in June, when stuff really starts to melt, we might see some bad flooding. But it's super green. It's, you know, it's all good stuff. But luckily, nothing's been too bad right now. So that's a nice looking first place trophy. Yeah, and we still got to sort some stuff out with the car. The car just isn't right. So I feel like we've been chasing some issues that we just don't have answers for. And in that second race, I had contact with a lapped car, so like the whole right side of my car is just like bright red and yellow. So I think every single panel of my car has now been dented and hit and something. So not that it affects the performance really, but yeah, I guess it's just, I probably have the most beat up car in the field now. So number 1 of Virginia, let's go. Yeah, I love Virginia. It's one of my favorite tracks. We've been there a bunch. So, but also Garrett, the guy who is leading the championship and is a very good driver, that's his home track, so he's definitely going to be quick there. But yeah, hopefully we definitely have to be on the podium again both races, but at this point we really just got to be pushing for the wins. And I really think it comes down to track position on qualifying, because if you guys notice, like a lot of times the qualifying order is sort of like, it's tough because the field is so close this year that, you know, if you're back in 5th like I was in the second race, we're all running the same exact lap time, and you really need someone to make a pretty drastic mistake or something. So qualifying is important, and just already being up at the front is really, I think, what's going to be important the rest of the season. So I was hoping to make the VIR, but I'm busy. Oh, no worries, man. No worries. It's definitely it's probably gonna be like 90 degrees and 100% humidity. So how many days did Joe get this season? You know, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't think he kept track, but we'll have to find out. How do those meetups work? There's a limit. There is. I think it's 4 passes per. So since we have 2 people, we have 8 tickets. But typically I can use some other people's other racers' tickets as well. But to be safe, I have like a limit of 8 tickets. And then from there it would, yeah, then I guess that's all I got. But yeah, other than that, it's like, whoever wants a ticket, I just put your name information down. Then you would go to like the registration at the event and you would pick up like a hard card credential. And then it's just basically like it's basically like you're a driver. You can go wherever in the paddock, and you can go in the pits and stuff like that. So it's a pretty neat thing that they do. When's Road America? I'm heading back to Wisconsin. Road America, I think, is August 19th to the 21st, I think. It's usually like one of the let me check here. It's August 25th to the 27th, I'm pretty sure. Like the last weekend of August is Road America. I love the videos from the car. It feels like I'm in the back seat. Yeah, the in-car stuff is always really cool. I'd love to rig up the camera more with GoPros, but for some reason the main GoPro I was using, because at Cota you're hitting so many curbings and cutting so many corners, I think what happened was the battery, because I'm plugged in to the radio so you guys can hear that, there's no door on the battery anymore, and I think the battery was coming out because there was a few sessions where the recording just stopped like 10 minutes in. So luckily that first race, it recorded the whole thing. So that would have sucked if it didn't pick it up. But yeah, I would love more cameras in the in-car, but I also forget that I'm recording 4K for like 40 minutes. So I have like 200 gigabytes of just GoPro footage. I'm like, huh, this is taking up a lot of space. Looks like it's August. You ain't rubbing, you ain't racing. Yeah, I know that's the saying, but yeah, I guess you're right. It's all good hard racing. So that's, I guess if you don't want that, then it's best to go do some club racing or something. But I don't even think the field last year was this tight. Last year there was like 3 of us. I feel like 4 of us that were basically at the front, and for the most part, everyone else within a few laps would fall off. But it seems like the field this year, everyone is just like has this really strong race pace. So it definitely makes for some good spectating and racing, but it's definitely not a walk in the park. The POV from over the shoulder is really cool, yeah. And that's an easy one to set up. Seemed like you lost a lot of pace in race 2 compared to race 1. Yeah, I mean, I think from like and that's what it came back of what I was saying. Like, if you have position in the front, it's easier to run quicker. I think what was happening was I was quicker than the car in front of me and even the third place Honda and stuff like that, but it's hard to pass. And the bigger thing with my car that I was referring to is I think we're lacking a lot of straight line speed. Even the announcers called it out, but like I could not, when I got on those back straightaways, I could not close up on the car in front, even in the draft and with a better run. So just some really weird stuff. And we're talking to BMW about what we can do, but I think my car is just, and when I compare data to Joe, because we're always putting data to help Joe get quicker and stuff, his car is just way quicker than mine is. So they were hitting like 144 to 146, let's say, in the back straightaway. My car was hitting 140 to 141. And my car is completely trimmed out. I'm running no wing. I'm running very little toe, so I don't have any like scrub on the straightaway. So we cannot wrap our head around it. But yeah, the bigger thing was I couldn't get in front of that number 21 car. That's what really screwed me. So, and then I started getting frustrated, and then I was like running out of time, so I was trying to get overly aggressive, and it just wasn't a good combination of things. So 18th to 20th for Road America. Okay. Right, so it's the weekend before. Okay, that makes sense. Chin's going to be there. Hell yeah. Noah with the $20. Yo, what up, Lucas? Excited to see Luna up and ripping. Here's some money so I can say I bought your fuse. Keep up on the grind. I'll do the same. Hard work pays off. Noah, I really appreciate that, man. I really appreciate the 20, but if I also really appreciate just the words of motivation. Keeping up the grind, man. Yeah, dude, it looks like we're making a fuse fund now. So I have a few of those fuses, but I think if the fuse continues to blow, there's a bigger issue. Something's not right, but so far it's all good. But thank you for the 20, man. I really appreciate the continued support. So hard work pays off, my friend. Cota, let's go. Virginia's having one of the coolest summers so far, dude. El Nino, a little bit cooler than usual, which I love, so hopefully it won't be so hot and humid. Oh, heck yeah. That would be awesome. Last year was brutally hot. I mean, just disgusting. So it would be nice if it's a little bit cooler, but I'm sure even if it's cooler, it's still going to be pretty warm. But as long as the humidity's not through the roof, I don't mind it. But 22 to 24 is Sebring in September. 22, 24. Okay. Yeah, the TC America website's definitely what we want to go off of. That's gonna be nice. I'm looking forward to that event. I like all the events. There wasn't a single event on the calendar that I am not excited for. Even New Orleans, I think that track's a lot of fun. I haven't really been able to find a lot of success there, but I don't mind the track. Cota, I was really stoked on. That's such a crazy track, going to a Formula One circuit like that, and just seeing the parking lots, you know, and like when we go there, the event is so minuscule compared to Formula One that it's like, you know, you're like, wow, this is almost way too much space. But then 500,000 people show up for Formula One, and you're like, okay, this makes more sense. So, how was with the Hondas? So the Hondas, or what we would refer to as like the BOP, the balance of performance, was way better. It almost seems like they got it completely right. So what they ended up doing, let's see here, actually. BOP. So this might be a cool thing to show you guys if I can. Is it image? Garage Gang. Let's see if this will work. I don't know if it will. I think this will work. I think you guys can see this, but I can't see you. So this is what they give us. This is what they give for the BOP for like all the classes. So this is TCX with the different cars. This is TC with the different cars. So what this is telling you, this is us on the top, the M2CS. So it gives you the minimum weight including the driver. So you have to be 1610 kilos. Ride height requirements, and then any other additional comments, and everything in red is sort of like what they've changed. So for Cota, you can see for the Honda Civic, they added 190 kilograms to their car, which is not, you know, almost 400 pounds, or it might even be 400 pounds, but 190 kilograms. So that's a lot, but it still puts them nearly 300 pounds lighter than us. And then they increased their ride height, so they made them go up more, so they don't have, you know, for the most part, as good of handling. And then they've did things like limit their camber, and then the biggest thing here is like their power level. So before they were down at power level 3, which is actually more power, and power level 5 is the slowest. So they put them on the slowest setting, and even limited what they have to run for cross. So all that helped us, and it seemed like the BOP was a lot stronger. So added 190 pounds, slowest power level. So when's the next Luna summer hike and or adventure? I think next week, man. I think once I was just adding some lights to Luna and buttoning up some things, but I think Monday is when I want to head out. It's been either between going down south to like Zion or going north to Yellowstone. So I'm not really sure exactly which one I want to do. I think I'm kind of running out of time for the desert because it's going to be pretty warm. But I'm also a little bit concerned there's going to be too much snow still up in the northern parts of the country. So, but I haven't really done a Zion trip in a little while. So I've been kind of tempted to go down there. Looking forward to some vids of you and Luna. Arches, Moab, Bryce, Canyons, Cable Reef, Torrey, Zion, Spring. I really want to do a summer trip to Utah. Dude, honestly, southern Utah is, it's so crazy just how much there is so close by, so. It's hard to beat Zion out of all those places. They're all cool in their own way. Bryce Canyon's really cool. What up, MR2? Yeah, Regina's right. That's why I say, like, April's really like a prime desert month. It still gets very chilly at night, but it's like 75, 80 during the day, which is a lot more bearable. I mean, I think end of May you could maybe get away. You could still get away with it, but yeah, if you go like the heat of the summer, it's just, the problem is there's just no shade, so it's just like from like 8 in the morning to 8 at night, you're just getting hounded by the desert sun. So it can be pretty brutal in the summer. Spring or fall would kind of be your better options, but I guess if you can find some water and stay cool, it won't be bad. But yeah, an autumn trip would be nice. May's too busy for my fam. Autumn trip, like September, October. DC, what up, man? What up, Squad and Lucas? Congrats on the victory. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. We were talking about Sebring a little while ago that you're going to be down there, so hopefully we can repeat while we're there. Zion and Bryce must do lists. Yes, I agree. Both are spectacular. Zion, I wanted to do Zion, and I want to do Angel's Landing again. I kind of forgot that you have to get a reservation, so that's kind of I don't think you'd have a problem to getting the reservation, but it's just another thing you got to worry about. Bryce is cool for sure. But also, every time I went to Zion, I've just done Angel's Landing, so I think it would be, I don't know, I'd like to do the Narrows at some point, like the Emerald Pools or whatever they're called. So I think there's a lot to Zion that I haven't really seen as well. Canyonlands is cool and Arches isn't far from either one. Yes. I was just there like 2 weeks ago. I did Arches for like half a day, and then I did Canyonlands. I would like to check out the other districts of Canyonlands, like the Needles or whatever, rather than just the Island in the Sky or whatever the close one is. But I think the real cool stuff in that is being able to go like overlanding and off-roading and stuff like that, and getting to the areas that not everyone can go to. But you obviously need the right vehicles and stuff for that. Ron, you might as well do Cedar Breaks National Monument. Cedar Breaks, I heard, is really cool as well. I've only driven past it when I went to what's it called, Bryan Head. I like went and checked it out, but it was like all closed down because of winter. But that place looks like Bryce Canyon for sure. You were there in July, 110 degrees, dude. See, that's where like the van, it'll be way too hot in the van. Even if I try to stay cool, like a metal box in that heat is just gonna be relentless. So I gotta kind of move with the seasons. I'm planning on doing a Glacier National Park trip this year. That's some place I really want to go, and I would also love to get back up to Banff, Alberta. So I might do like a Glacier to Alberta trip again at some point. But Glacier's definitely on my list. And I was looking at going to the Sun Road restrictions. It says you need to be 21 feet long by like 10 feet high. Luna's probably like 21 and a half feet long with the boxes. So I don't know, like, yeah, I don't know how strict they would be with the requirements, but Eric, Member for 5 months. Sorry, guys, I got to scram and do some work. That's the win. We'll see you later. Eric, man, thank you for the very generous donation. Thanks for being a part of the Stoke Squad, man. Have a good night. Thanks for taking some time to be here, my friend. There's probably too much water for the Narrows still. Yeah, I don't even think the Narrows are open right now, actually, because of all the water and all the runoff and stuff. So really, your only options are like Angel's Landing, Emerald Pools. Needles is cool and different. Yeah, I heard it's kind of like tough to get to though. And that's where I always get a little tentative with the van, is she just is not very, she really doesn't have much off-road capability, you know, so I can do some basic things, but some of that stuff in the desert is like rock crawling and everything else, which we can't really do. Later, silky mitts, Catania. What makes me have silky mitts, dude? The overlook off to the east. Are you which one are you referring to? The one that's like a short little mile hike, or yeah, Narrows is closed. You ever been to a show at Red Rocks? Are you into live music shows? We did a flyby last time we went to Summit. Yes, I've been to one show. It was Kygo, and I forgot who else, but it was like my friends and I. It was right as we were about to graduate from grad school, so we all went to a show together, and it's a pretty crazy experience. It's hard to describe, but just like something with the acoustics and the setting, like it's pretty surreal. So I have went to one show at Red Rocks, and I definitely recommend it. And I do actually enjoy live music. I'm a really yeah, I do enjoy live music, but I wish national parks were more dog friendly. Yeah, I basically can't do anything except drive through them. Very true. Not that I would get a dog at the moment, but that has always been one thing that has been a major hang up with potentially getting a dog, is the whole national park issue. I can understand why they don't really allow them, but I think there's certain trails that are more open to dogs for the national park, but it's definitely not a free-for-all, which does suck. You hiked the Needles Bond, that's cool. Yeah, honestly, I wasn't super impressed with Canyonland's the Island in the Sky. I've been there a few times, and it's like short of whatever the Mesa Arch or something. you know, a lot of it's just kind of driving down that road. Oh, I see. I was trying to look at lotteries for Angel's Landing, but you can't do it. They close at 3 p.m. for the next day, so I can't apply for one tomorrow. I see. Zion after the tunnel, yeah. So right as you go through that tunnel, there's like that small parking lot on your left. I forget what that's called, but that overlook is beautiful. I would love to go up there for night and shoot some stars and stuff like that. That would be really cool. The waterfalls were popping while we were there. When did you go, man? I'm sure it's beautiful right now. It's probably really green and lots of water. That's why it might be worth it to just send it there next week. And just get a desert trip. Kind of the last time for a desert trip, get that out of the way. We could do Zion, Bryce, you know, we could hit a few of them. Because like Regina mentioned, it'll be too hot for the desert here pretty soon, so trying to protect the wildlife. My pup will probably wreck the piece going after the critters. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, then it's like, then everyone would have their dogs as well. So it would turn into like a mini dog park. Then you'd have dogs playing or fighting, whatever. And it's like, it could turn ugly pretty quickly, but it's definitely unfortunate. Jeff, love seeing that first place trophy. Thank you, man. Yeah, Talon wanted to see it, so we pulled it out, and I figured it would be, it'd be fitting to leave it up for the stream because it's our first one, so. Mostly just the short paved trails, yeah, like the easy sort of walkway ones, but as soon as you start getting into the bigger hikes or stuff like that. Although I feel like some parks, I remember years ago I was at Yosemite and like this dude just had his big husky or like Malamute, just like didn't give a hoot, you know. So I feel like I've been to some parks and some places where people just don't care and they're just ripping their dog around. If you're ever in Colorado, check out Bishop's Castle, huh? Never heard of that. In Rye, Colorado. Oh, that thing looks crazy. It's like a legit castle. Bishop's Castle. That's cool. April 15th to 20th. Wow, that's early. Daughter's spring break. My wife made me choose national parks over skiing. Well, national parks are still pretty incredible, and a lot of people still aren't ever fortunate enough to experience the beauty at a place, especially like Zion. I mean, you're talking about one of the most scenic, beautiful places in the entire country, so I could understand why you'd want to go skiing, but don't sell the national park short either. Those are pretty spectacular. Zion's one of those places where like you get to it and you like get in that canyon and you're like, okay, I understand, but at the same time I don't really understand how something like this can exist, because Zion always reminds me of Jurassic Park, just like the orange rocks, but then like the little trees that like grow out the side of the canyon walls as well. It's just like yeah, you don't really ever see anything like that anywhere else. So how many total weekends do you have on the race schedule? When does the season end? We have 7 weekends on the race schedule that are like official race weekends. The season ends, I believe, in October is the last the season finale at Indianapolis. So it's kind of like one a month from April on, but we have a really strange long break after Virginia next month. We don't race again until like the end of August. So we have almost like 6 or 7 weeks of nothing, which is pretty long because right now we're going basically like every 3 weeks. We're going to we have another race. So, but it's about seven weekends on this series. So does the series run at Road Atlanta? We do not run at Road Atlanta, unfortunately. That is a great track. That's one of the few like old school tracks still remaining, in my opinion. That's very, very fast, very high risk. I absolutely destroyed a brand new Miata there back in 2013, I think it was. Just completely brand new car and just completely totaled the thing. So that's one of those tracks that will bite you for sure. Now that you have a first, what is the next division? Well, I would love to win the championship. That would be a huge step. That would be like a huge accomplishment, would be actually winning the season championship. But really the next step or division would be the GT4 class, which is like the higher class of car. It would still be very similar, like competition and drivers. There's more of them because the class is a bit more popular, but it would just be moving up to a faster car. The dream would be racing a GT3 car, but those are so, crazy expensive that, without some sort of extra funding, it's not something I could really ever do. So yeah, it would just be moving up to a faster car. I'd love to get back in the Porsche Cup car one day, but technically what we're doing now is pro racing, so it's kind of still the top division. It's just a matter of what class do you want to race in. So you should have done an East Coast trip with Luna in the summer. Really troll the East Coast enthusiast. That is hilarious. Just go to the East Coast. Yeah, that's one thing that we need to we got to figure out a better response for as the next season comes, because that is by far, hands down, the most asked question I receive is, when are you coming to the East? Or have you ever skied the East Coast? A variation of East Coast. So, wow, he built it all by hand, Bishop's Castle. That's crazy. That is wild. Have you run Antelope Canyon, Arizona? You know what, Bon? I have not. Back in 2020, I think it was November 2020, I was in Arizona, and I went to Antelope Canyon because I wanted to check it out, but because COVID was still, such a thing, the whole canyon was closed, which I thought was weird because I thought it was just like an outdoor thing that would just be open. So I was there, but I unfortunately never got into it. That's something I wanted to do. So I went to Lake Powell instead, and I think I kayaked or something. But I drove through Zion when I moved out to California, went through from east to west at night, and then drove back the next day. I was in my MR2 and was flying through the park, not knowing what. Let me try to think east to west, and then drove back the next day. That's crazy. The whole drive in Zion is beautiful. Once you go through the tunnel and out through, I think it's like 9 or something. That's really cool. Yeah, Acadia National Park. That is some place I have wanted to check out. And like the Great Smoky Mountains, I think, like down in the Carolinas. I do think it would be cool to check out. I'm more apt to go in the summer than I feel like the winter. because, yeah, I mean, the mountains in the winter are just, out west are just, I can't get into an East versus West Coast discussion. They both have their things. That's a cool GoPro t-shirt. Did Abe Kislevitz hook you up? Yeah, so I got before I went on that trip to Canada with Abe, he linked me up with like the GoPro gear people, and the chick that reached out to me, her name was Anita, and she kind of like asked me what I needed, and what did I get? I got more GoPro batteries, max batteries, and then I got the GoPro backpack because my old one ripped. If you guys, it's a while ago, but like my zippers broke, so she sent me a new one. And then because my GoPro Max, one of the lenses was scratched, she sent me a GoPro Max as well. And then she sent me this shirt. She sent me a different shirt, and then she sent me like this really dope windbreaker, which I didn't know she was doing. So yeah, it was a little care package from GoPro that Abe set up, which was, again, just so crazy. So crazy to get like a free camera from GoPro. It was pretty sick. Odd question, what's your daily driver? Obviously not taking the M2 to the grocery store. I don't think you're taking Luna everywhere either. Good question, man. So before, I used to have a Audi A4, a 2010 little sedan. It was a 6-speed. That was my car like all through grad school. I drove that out to Colorado. And so I had that for a while. And then recently we sold it because out here, none of my sisters know how to drive stick, and like my dad's girlfriend doesn't drive stick, so it wasn't the most practical car to have because really only myself or my dad could drive it. So we sold that car. So to be honest, right now I really don't have a daily driver other than the van, and so I've been taking the van to places when I need to go somewhere. So at the moment, yeah, it's really just Luna, but I for a while I had a little Audi that I would rip around, which I liked to have. So there's a car here that I could take if I needed something, but honestly right now I've just been kind of taking Luna around. Not the most efficient form of transportation, but it works. You can do it, bro. It's awesome. I know. Yeah, I think moving up to GT4 would be the most logical thing, but that's it's a lot different race series, and I know we have to see. Like, man, I'm so stuck on trying to win this championship that I almost want to give it another shot, but it's too early to call it quits right now. So we're still in an okay spot. That last race just really screwed us. Dude said he's not a pro racer, but calls his division pro racing. I mean, it is pro racing, but yeah, I'm not a. I think there's people who are actually, you know, that's how they earn all their living is from being a pro race car driver. So, you know, I just, out of respect to them, I don't want to, I'm not a pro racer. I think I could drive, you know, within a reasonable pace of a lot of those pros. I'm not saying I would beat them, but I don't think I would get in the car and be seconds off their pace either. So I don't know, but yeah, it's definitely, it's considered pro racing and stuff like that. So, and depending on who you ask in that series, they would probably call themselves a pro race car driver. Bro, what up, man? Hope everyone's doing well. Hope to see you, P1, bro. Looking forward to more P1 podiums. Keep killing it, bro. Thank you, man. Have fun up in Montreal, dude. Quattro. Yeah, it was a Quattro. Mammoth Meetup July 4th weekend. July 4th. I'm not really sure. Yeah, you know, I don't even have spring/summer skiing gear, man. Like, I'm not going to show up and put my Montex full ski suit on. So, yeah, I've never really been a big, like, summer ski person, but it'd be fun to take the 133s out and just go rip some slush. Papa Joe did well last week. Seems like you're able to get his car back in race. That, I think, should be the talk of the weekend is Papa Joe. I mean, Joe has never, ever in our racing career, I've been racing for over 10 years now, and Joe has never been on pace with the leaders of a field, ever. And this was the first weekend Joe ran faster than I ran in the second race. He was a tenth off Garrett. He was, you know, a tenth and a half off the fastest time of the race, and he was hanging with the lead pack. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if he just really liked Cota but they put his car freaking back together in less than 2 weeks, and it rolled off the truck and was just ready to rip. And it was probably the fastest the car's ever been. So I don't know what Joe is doing. It's great to see him like really driving well, driving the car essentially at its limit, but I gotta almost stop coaching him and stop helping him because he's gonna be faster than I am here in next event. He loves VIR. He really likes VIR. So yeah, Joe had some special juice going on. How was Zion in the winter? Less crowded for sure. Yeah, any of those the Utah 5 parks is going to be way less crowded in the winter. Zion's even known to get some snow too, so you get a really cool sort of contrast of like the red rocks and snow. So it would be really rad to check out in the winter. People climb up Angel's Landing like in the ice and stuff like that. So I think that's what makes these places so unique. You know, it's like you could go to this place, the same place, just at different times of the year and get a whole different experience. Spring or fall for the East Coast, do not go during the summer. Yeah, the summer is like when you go up to the Tetons. The summer is when you go up to like Glacier. The summer's when you go up to Mount Rainier and stuff like that. That's where you want to go on those hotter months. Traffic in the Great Smoky Mountains NP is crazy in the summer. I bet. I didn't even think of that. Traffic is really crazy in all those big national parks. Even when I was in Moab a few weeks ago, it was like, dude, even on like a random Tuesday, it's like, place was packed. Nice to see Luna is back. Thanks, bro. Yeah, it's been a while, but I think and it's kind of frustrating because it was such an relatively easy fix, so. But, you know, as one problem gets resolved, another one opens up. So we're not completely out of the woods, but can hike Mount Mitchell. The highest point east of the Mississippi River is in North Carolina. The highest point east of the Mississippi River. Mount Mitchell. Mount Mitchell isn't very scenic or interesting, says Ian. If you're in North Carolina, hit up Linville Gorge or Grandfather Mountain. North Carolina. The only time I've been in North Carolina is when I went go-karting. I was in Charlotte. Oh yeah, Mount Mitchell looks rad. 6,600 feet. Let's go, Papa Joe. Yeah, he was crushing it. At one point, saw Joe at the fastest lap. I believe it. Especially when you're all running in a pack like that. A lot of times the cars, you know, back in the pack are running faster because of the draft. So yeah, he's got a strong car, but he's also yeah, he's definitely gotten up on the wheel more this year. Like I said, I don't know if he was just a lot more comfortable with Cota and the sort of the Formula One run out that you get, and the, you know, track's a little bit wider. It's easier to push the car, but whatever he was doing, he was yeah, you know, I didn't have anything else to share with him because he was maximizing every corner. So Babylon Mountains, the Appalachian Mountains are pretty awesome if you ever get the chance. Blue Ridge Parkway, that's what it is. Yeah, Blue Ridge Parkway. Yeah, I mean, I guess if I ever find myself over there, those would be the places we tried to hit, but that stuff would be really cool to do in the fall time when the leaves are changing. Go before June. Oh, that's like in 6 days, isn't it? Hit northern New England in April during black fly season. Just wear mosquito net headgear. Yeah, no thank you. No thank you. If we don't yeah, I'm not a huge bug guy if I can help it. It was nice to see the BMWs control the race. Yeah, I mean, at least the Honda was still the Honda still got the pole position, so it's not like the Hondas were slow. I just think it was a lot more even, and for whatever reasons the Hondas just didn't have the race pace, but the Hondas were definitely still quick, but everything was just more even. So unfortunately, one of the Hondas didn't finish the race the first race. I think it blew a tire or something, and I don't really know where the other Honda was. So, and then the second race, the second Honda was P3. So I just think they finally got the balance right. I think they were honestly going the wrong way in the first two races. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the confusion was, but they finally seemed like they slowed them down enough, and especially on a track that long too. That track's like 3.2 miles with 20 turns, so they would be more susceptible to having big differences in lap time. So the fact that we were that close on that long of a track, I think is a good sign. So hopefully they keep the... Yeah, I don't know if they need to make any changes, really. I do think VIR and Cota are pretty similar tracks in terms of very technical bits, but also have some slow sections and long straightaways. So Beach Mountain is the highest town on the East Coast, 5506. Prominence is 1520 my hill. Beach Mountain. Highest town on the East Coast, 5500. Damn. I don't think we're much higher. We're like 60 something. What happened with the Honda, says Talon? They added 190 kilograms and then turned their power down. So they just finally slowed them down enough. So it just sucks because it's like they had 4 rounds of just utter domination by 2 seconds, and then, you know, then they make a change and okay, now we're all at the same pace. So it just goes to show you how overpowered those cars were. But so I don't think really anything happened with them. They're finally equal, and they just weren't up at the front. So hopefully it stays that way, or hopefully they give the BMWs a little bit of an edge here. Let us get a weekend of some dominance, but yeah, it's still those Hondas are sweet though, for sure. It's a sweet. It's more of a proper race car than the BMW is, in my opinion. From the sequential gearbox, the way you sit in the car, that thing's legit. And when I was behind it in the first race, I can't even hear my own car. The thing is so loud and it shifts so quick. It's like, I don't even, like, I was like, okay, did I just shift a gear? Like, am I changing gears? I can't hear anything because this thing is so loud, but. VIR next, I can be quick there. My goal is to help distract some pressure off Lucas. Yeah, that's gonna be really helpful is when Joe can start racing a bit in the pack, and we can start to team up and take some of these other guys down and just give each other some breathing room, because especially like in that second race, I was trying so hard to attack the car in front of me, but as soon as I went for a move or made a mistake, there was a guy behind me just waiting to take the position away from me. So, and that's where racing is very difficult, when you're attacking but also defending. So, you know, we did it in the first race too, again with Garrett and Oust. So, but it's definitely easier to just be the attacker, or just even just the defender. But to have to do both at once is like, you really got to make sure your attacks and your moves are either pretty confident it's gonna work, or you have like a way to defend yourself if it doesn't work out. So nice racing, Papa Joe. Just saying how great you did at Cota. Awesome racing. Yeah, Joe crushed it. So he picked up the slack when I DNF'd with a top 5 finish. So that's what we need. They added all that weight and they still weigh less. I know, right? They still weigh almost 300 pounds less than us. They were brought back down to earth, exactly. Again, it just sucks that we had to go through 4 rounds like that, so. VIR, Lucas and Joe 1 and 2, that'd be sick. Even if we got Joe on the podium one race, that'd be awesome. Still super awesome. You and Joe race together, great deal. Yeah, we've never not raced together, so it's just been something we've always done, and then doing it in a way where we're like essentially running the team. So, you know, we're a lot more involved than most of the drivers in the paddock, who are essentially just showing up, driving, and then they leave, go to dinner, and while the team works on their car. I mean, we don't. It's also, you know, it's bittersweet because, you know, I'm up at whatever 6 in the morning and we're not sleeping till 11 or whatever. So, and then I got to get in the race car and drive it as well. So I think we take on a lot more load than a lot of the other drivers in the paddock, but it makes it that much more rewarding when stuff goes right. So. You won the race without getting a top 4 fastest lap. That is correct. Yep, I won the race and had the 5th fastest lap. So that shows you how tight it was. And I was the 5th fastest by, you know, like hundredths. Like everyone was just like 23.9, 24.0, 24.05, 24.07. So like everyone is. Yeah, it's surprising, right? It's like you win the race, but then you start 5th place. So it was, that's what I keep saying. Like, everyone is fast, so. It really comes down to racecraft and car position, and more importantly, race pace. That's like where the difference, and I think that's how we've been able to stay out front for so many races and consistently be there at the end. And same with Garrett too. It's like you have to be able to have that race pace. Your last lap 20 and lap 1 need to be 0.7 difference, right? But a lot of people, especially less experienced racers, that delta will be 2 seconds, and they'll be spinning laps that are 2 seconds slower than what they started at. Now it depends on the track and how heavy tire degradation is, but at Cota, like I was doing a lap that was within half a second of my fast lap at the end of the race. So it's like, can you keep that pace that entire time? That's what we talk about when we talk about like a race pace, right? Like the Hondas are very quick, but it really does you no good if that's only for 1, 2, or 3 laps. You have to be able to be quick and have the endurance to go all race long. So with the addition of the Honda, is there more coherent BMW grouping relationship? To be honest, I don't think so, bro. I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends who you ask, but to me, if I'm racing against you, then I don't think there's really much of a relationship there, whether you're in a BMW or a Honda. So I don't really like anyone, but there's people I definitely respect out there who raced really well, and Garrett is one of them. Garrett is like, he's a very, very strong race car driver. He's very smart, he's consistent, and he doesn't drop a wheel wrong, so. And I think people would say the same about us too, you know, so. But I don't know. I'm not there to really socialize and hang out. You know, I'm there to win and race, so it's we're probably a bit more intense in that regard, but yeah, we're racers, so. Garrett and I, we do fist bump because yeah, like I said, I think we have pretty high amount of respect for each other. And for example, in Cota, we went side by side in the S's, which is a very, very risky high speed place to go too wide. You're talking 110, 115 miles an hour. You know, that's kind of only has enough room for one. You know, there's really only one line through there, so the fact that we went too wide through there is and didn't make any contact. Like I said before, we've went side by side so many times at this point, and we've never made contact with each other. So it's weird, but like racing Garrett is like a person that I'm comfortable racing because he's yeah. Where there's other racers in the field where I don't trust them that they're gonna leave me room or see where my car is, stuff like that. Different kind of grind, respect it. Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to put it. We're kind of doing, a lot of these teams have 10 crew guys, you know, for 2 cars or whatever. So right on down to having people cook for them, you know. So it's like we are very short staffed and we wear a lot of hats in there. But again, it makes it fun and makes it very very stimulating. But that's also why on Monday I'm like, my head just hurts from all the adrenaline and whatnot. But Ron Wilson with the 20, keep the wheels turning, really enjoy the streams. I miss them on Wednesdays when you are not here, our little fraternity, the Stoke squad. Ron, I appreciate that, man. I've been trying to be Wednesdays as much as I can. When I travel for racing and stuff, it's a little bit more difficult, but I mean, I would still expect Wednesdays for streams for sure, because I think it's fun to hang out with everyone and stuff like that. So thank you for the 20, man. The wheels are turning, and should be looking forward to a good summer on a lot of things, from paintball to racing to van trips with Luna. So none of that stuff has changed. It's just a matter of you know, taking the time to get it all done. So amazing that Maddie took fastest lap. Maddie is very impressive. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, that Cota was her home track, or is her home track, and she has a lot of experience in open wheel stuff in Formula 4, which is a very competitive series. So yeah, you can't take anything away from her. I mean, to be 18 years old, like she's a very, very good driver. So I think by the time she's my age, you know, if she's still with it, she's going to be, you know, one of the best out there. So yeah, I think, you know, she definitely had the speed. But, you know, having a home track like that makes a big difference. You're just comfortable with taking different lines, whether you're offline or online, you know, and just having a lot of racing just comes down to seat time, you know, and then you put seat time at specific tracks. It's just, that's how you can become really solid at these places. So, but she's, yeah, you know, she's not a bashful racer. She sticks her nose in there and she takes the positions when they're there. So yeah, luckily we were able to stick with her and just sort of sneak underneath her there. And she started to get really sloppy in that first race. Just, I think she kind of overdrove in the beginning and her car just wasn't there for her. So she started to miss a lot of her apexes and just couldn't get off the corners as well as she did in the beginning. So, and then when I'm in that position, I'm able to just sit in the draft, you know, save my tires and my brakes and stuff like that. So I really just had a better car for the last 10 minutes, which again, is just the strategy and discipline that, you know, that you learn over racing. You know, it's kind of having the urgency to go when you got to take the opportunity, but not getting overly excited and knowing that you have 40 minutes to race. But you know, I mean, with racing, like anything can happen at any time, you know, so it's you're almost like you're not even really making decisions consciously, you know, because stuff is happening way too quick. So, but yeah, got to give it up to Maddie. So I think she's going to be a force all throughout the year, because she was strong at NOLA too. So the Garage Gang. Old guy got to fend off the youngster, am I right? The old guy got to help the youngster. That's what he's got to do. Your car is smoking, Lucas. You talking to me? Yeah, I didn't. Sometimes the radio transmission just doesn't come through right, and it's like, you know, you're going 20 minutes without saying a word, then someone comes on the radio and it's like, Lucas smoking. I'm like, what do you mean I'm smoking? And like, so yeah, that added some unnecessary drama to the whole thing. Was my car's on like smoking as we're going, but what happened to what it was because they put the diff in last night, they kind of forgot or whatever, a fitting wasn't tightened, and so it was just dropping diff oil like every 10 seconds right on the hot exhaust, so it would drop and then smoke. So it really wasn't a big deal, it just looked worse than it was. And you know, I was watching the broadcast and it's like people are saying I'm running out of engine oil. It's like people they had no idea, you know. So it was really a pretty harmless thing that was fixed up by the second race. So anyways, I am gonna jump off the stream here pretty soon, so that's why we got the Garage Gang here. Talon says he'll dab to that. This is your time to do so. So we're gonna pick this apart a little bit. What's going on? I feel like what needs to be done, Dakota, is if you guys do make it to Sebring, you and I need to almost do like a sit down, just something short of like what is the Garage Gang and how has this come to fruition? How has they become associated with the Stoke squad? Because I think so many people have no idea, and it's such a big part of the channel that I think has come together in just like the most weird but organic way. And so it would be really cool to just like put something together of like, who is the Garage Gang and what the hell is all this? Because if you've never seen this before, now you're getting greeted with this picture of dab rigs, a penis pillow. You're probably like, what the hell did I just come into? But anyways, we got the Cota looking mighty fine as always. The ringleader just holding it down. We got a little, some paraphernalia on the table here. We got a homie on the left. We got Pharaoh, just absolutely a stud, consistent performance here at the live stream. Some more paraphernalia. Oh, there's some more paraphernalia way back here. Dude, is this a banana? What's this banana thing on top of the refrigerator? Holy shit. Oh, this is the whole paraphernalia rack back here. We got the garage dog, garage wife, and then our man Pablo. Is that a cock and balls on Lucas? Oh my god. That it is, Talon. It is a cock and balls. Perfectly placed, I must say. Kevin Graham. Garage Gang. Thank you, Kevin. 420. And Dakota, Garage Gang and your diff have one thing in common. They're both smoking. I love it, dude. There's no if we go to Sebring, we going. Dude, that's going to be amazing. I may have missed this, but it's the 26 car back up to peak performance after race 2. Not at the moment. I mean, right now the thing won't even turn because the control arm is bent. And I don't know, man. I mean, I asked BMW and they just tell me to get on the throttle sooner. And I just think it's... I've been doing this for a long enough time. I just don't think that's really the issue or the answer. So I think there's something that's just slightly down on the car that's not throwing faults or errors. And, you know, but I think there's something that's just not completely maximized in the car. So we got to do some work on it. But the problem is we don't really know what to do without just putting in a whole new engine. And even that, it still might not change it if there's a problem with the turbos or something. So I think we need a Lucas for just the garage episode. That's what I was saying, was I go to the garage. Would be really rad. Let's do it. Definitely Chin. Garage Gang, Dakota asked me anything streamed from Sebring. That'd be sick. We live stream from Sebring. This man's snitching. Davin, Kings and Queen. Always dogs in the garage. Looks like a chill garage, man. That's what I'm wondering. What's the yellow thing on the fridge? I think it's like a... Is it a banana pillow? With like some sort of... Rastafarian, whatever it is, it looks dope. No one is safe. Look at Pablo. Ross the banana. Oh my god. Legendary. Oh, alright guys, well thanks for a great stream. I appreciate you guys taking the time to hang out. Check out the Cota video if you haven't. Check out the little update on Luna if you haven't. And I'll catch all you guys in the next video. It should be out soon. I don't know exactly what it is, but something with Luna. So do the post-race debrief with the Garage Gang. Yeah, I mean, it almost seems like the options are endless with what we can do here. So